portion of the show is being brought to you by the National Hypochondriac Association, which reminds you to see your doctor twice a day.
So, are you going to say it or not? Say what? You know what?
No, I don't know what. Enlighten me.
Will you say Black Lives Matter?
I'll say all lives matter.
That's racist!
All lives matter is racist?
Yes! You need to say Black Lives Matter.
Once again, I'll say all lives matter.
You are so racist!
So saying all lives matter is racist?
Yes, because you aren't saying Black Lives Matter.
Squirt Bottle, when I say all lives matter, it means all lives matter. That means everybody matters.
You need to be saying Black Lives Matter, or you're racist!
Am I being punked? Huh? Is this some kind of a joke? I just said all lives matter.
Only racists say all lives matter, alright? Real men say Black Lives Matter, okay?
All lives matter means all lives matter. What part of that don't you understand?
The part where you can't seem to say Black Lives Matter, because you're racist.
I think it's time for you to retire.
Where are you taking me?
I'm taking you to a retirement home.
What? Yes, malfeasance. I am the House Speaker.
You're a horrible House Speaker, by the way.
This is a dereliction of your duty.
This is the best decision I've ever made.
This is appalling. I need a switch. Driver, take me to the nearest bar, please.
I'm taking you to the nearest retirement home. They're going to take good care of you over there, Squirt Bottle.
You're a terrible Uber driver. I'm going to give you a horrible review.
Let me guess. You're going to vote for Joe?
There, that's enough. We don't have time for all the complete intro today to the program because we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Good gravy. Good heavens. First of all, I do want to talk to you about the cashless society thing because I actually saw this yesterday. Online, apparently, this has become a thing now where they're not accepting cash in stores. Are you freaking kidding me? So, wait a minute. I just want to say one thing about that before we move on, because I got some other stuff, and then we'll come back to the cashless society a little bit later here on the broadcast. Okay. How are welfare recipients going to deal with, I guess because they have the card, right? The EBT card, and they have all that we're headed that direction. You know, I mean, I thought about this. The EBT, they got the EBT card because they wanted to do away with the stigma of people paying with food stamps at the grocery store, right? And so we got rid of the food stamps and got the EBT card. And then they started using the debit card for the welfare payments rather than a check. Because why? Because why did they go to the debit card for all the checks, the welfare checks? They went to the debit card so they could trace where people were spending their welfare money. Didn't we all know that? Well, now they're forcing all of us into it because of COVID. Now, yeah, and food stamps can be sold. You're absolutely right, Body Bag. But then again, it was really just to kind of keep track of everything, too. But that's not what they told us, though. I mean, food stamps could be sold, but that's not exactly what they said. They said, well, we're switching over to the EBT card because there's a stigma attached to people who have to pull out at the grocery store, and they take out the little. They weren't really stamps. I don't know why they call them food stamps. Maybe at some time they actually, licked them and stuck them. But it was they were a little booklet, right? I mean, I know because I had a friend of mine that got some years and years ago. So now we're at this stage where they're telling you this is great. Hey, we the cash, the COVID gets on the cash. We're now a cashless store. I started seeing this here a couple of days ago. And then yesterday, I saw one of my Facebook friends say, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I haven't yet seen it in a store and I guess some of the places are doing this with a cashless thing where we don't take cash. I keep hearing there's a coin shortage. There is? A coin shortage? Why? Why is there a coin shortage? We'll get to all of that coming up on the program. Also, science. Let's talk about science for a moment. Shall we, boys and girls? Shall we talk about science for a moment? Let's. Science. The science of COVID. You can't talk about science driving the whole COVID thing unless you actually talk about science. You can't say you're talking about science when you ignore the science. We'll get to that later on in the program right here. It's the Jaz McKay Show. This is your great, huge, and whopping Jaz McKay podcast that you've heard so little about. I want to start off with about systematic racism. That's a word, boy. That's a phrase. Actually, it's more than one word, Jaz. That's two words we've heard an awful lot about lately. Institutional, systematic racism. Is that a problem? Is systematic racism a problem? If you say no, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'll prove it to you. Systematic racism is real. Institutional racism is real. Now, hear me out. The mayor of the largest city in the world, well, I guess that's debatable. The largest city in the U.S., the largest city in most of the world, the largest city in the U.S., New York City, the mayor of New York City helps paint graffiti on 5th Avenue. Juan Williams on The 5 on Fox News Channel the other day said, it's turning out to be a great tourist attraction. Tourists are coming from all over the country to take a picture in front of the Trump Tower where the Black Lives Matter crap is all written, and the mayor did it, and it was a brilliant move. No, it's not. It's not becoming, and besides that, is that what New York wants to be known for, besides the fact that they've got an idiot for a mayor? So the black supremacist group, Black Lives Matter, the Marxist group, Black Lives Matter, comes out along with Mayor de Blasio, and they paint in giant letters, Black Lives Matter. And apparently a very disgusted citizen decided to paint over it. Kinda, sort of. They painted they didn't really paint. They just splashed red paint all over it. Did you hear about this? And de Blasio is angry. He's angry. Here's his tweet. Here's the tweet he put out. He said, to whoever vandalized our mural. Wait a freaking minute here. That's not a mural. This is how stupid these people, the mayor of New York thinks painting Black Lives Matter on the street, he thinks that's a mural. Mural means wall painting. I'm not sure. What language is that, Laura? Mural? Is it French? Mural means wall painting. That's on the ground. That's on the... Bob, was mural, was it? That's German. German? Whatever. Bob doesn't know shit. It's not a... Well, all right. Anyway, let's just let him think it's a mural. It's not a mural. You blithering fucking idiot. So here's his tweet. He puts out this tweet, and this is what you're seeing here in the picture, are New York City transit people or whoever repainting the Black Lives Matter mural on Fifth Avenue in front of Trump Tower. And Mayor de Blasio says, to whoever vandalized our mural on Fifth Avenue, nice try. New York City dot, I guess that's dot. Do you see it right up there? New York City dot. New York City dot. That would be their Department of Transportation. Has already fixed it, he said. Neener. The hashtag Black Lives Matter movement is more than words, and it can't be undone. He's right about that. It is more than words. It's a Marxist movement. Were it just words, that would be fine. Black Lives Matter would be fine if it were just words, but it's not just words. Black Lives Matter is a Marxist movement. That's true. So anyway, whoever splashed red paint, a high five and a slice of raisin pie to you from the old Jaz McKay podcast extravaganza. And de Blasio was out there he's out there saying how nice try. He actually responded to this quicker than he's responded to the crime wave, which has engulfed his city. How the people... Do you know that this guy only won with, what was it, 33% voter turnout? What do you think the voter turnout's going to be for his reelection? Think it's going to be a little higher than 33%? So anyway, he sends out this oversized Department of Transportation crew to fix it. Meanwhile, police are still looking in Martinez, California, for the person who painted White Lives Matter in Martinez the forbidden words. Don't say it. Oh, my God, Jazz, you just said White Lives Matter. You're doomed. Oh, no. Yeah, White Lives Matter. There you go. What do you think of that? So anyway, somebody paints White Lives Matter in Martinez in the middle of the road. And the forbidden words written on the street, White Lives Matter, just like New York City, except this time the letters were smaller. They were not, they didn't look as nice. It wasn't a professional paint job like it was in New York City. And it's interesting, the mayor of Martinez didn't call it a mural. Apparently it's not a mural if it says White Lives Matter. If it says Black Lives Matter, then it's a mural, by God. One of these BLM supporters, Jeff Christensen, it says here, is quoted in an article from Martinez, California, as saying, "What I saw was hate speech written on the ground. White Lives Matter is hate speech, and we're not going to tolerate it." So he said. Now, he's being interviewed in the local media there. And what the reporter failed to ask, this is the thing that kills me, man. We don't have reporters in media, in journalism anymore. We don't have journalists. Because a journalist, not just a, little wimpy reporter in a local newspaper, didn't bother to ask Jeff Christensen, how white lives matter is hate speech if black lives matter is not hate speech. Can anyone explain that to me? Hey, Lucy, we got some splaining to do. Let's ask Fred Mertz. He would know. Yeah, Ricky, white lives matter is racist because, and black lives matter isn't because, oh, hell, I don't know. Ethel, hey, Ethel. That's a pretty good Fred Mertz, I got to admit. Wasn't that, Bob? Yeah. Uh-huh. So white lives matter is a thought crime, is hate speech. Anyway, it was quickly covered up. This was in Martinez, California. You might remember, if this sounds familiar, if Martinez sounds California. And by the way, the police in Martinez, I believe that's up north of here. Yeah. I'm in Bakersfield. So anyway, it's up north here. So the police in Martinez, California they're dusted. They're looking for the culprits who painted it. In fact, they're actually dusting the street for prints to see if they can match the print. I don't know how do you investigate? They're looking at what? Security camera footage. They want to see who was it. They're putting all of their resources. That's so nice to know that there's no crime in Martinez, California, so that the police can spend 24/7. They have a task force, right? The entire police department spending 24 hours, 7 days a week, working to find out who it was that painted "White Lives Matter" on the street in Martinez. And if it sounds familiar, Martinez, California, this is because this is a place where Nicole Anderson and David Nelson were arrested for basically doing the same thing now that the city did to the White Lives Matter mural by painting over it. Remember a couple of weeks ago after the Black Lives Matter graffiti, that's what it is. It's not a mural, man. It's graffiti, was painted on the roadway there in Martinez. They went out with black paint and they painted over it, right? And so then they were arrested and they've been charged with committing a hate crime. That's not hyperbole on my part. They have been charged with a hate crime. The funny thing is about hate crimes, usually, look, I'm no lawyer, okay, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Select last night. No, I'm no lawyer, but I do watch Law and Order every week, and it would seem to me that doesn't a hate crime have to be associated with another crime? Isn't a hate crime a status of a crime? Like, for instance, if you get into a fight with a guy at a bar and you beat the shit out of him and you get arrested for assault, if you beat the shit out of the guy because he's a white guy and you're a black guy, then they could add charge. The hate crime charge becomes an enhancement. How is hate crime in and of itself? How's that a crime? I'm no legal scholar, okay, but I think I don't know. Anyway. Black Lives Matter. The slogan. Black Lives Matter. I got no problem with the slogan, Black Lives Matter. It's the organization that I have a problem with. The slogan of rioters, of Marxists, Black Lives Matter, has been taken over by Marxists. I have no problem with the slogan in and of itself, just as Black Lives Matter. 3 little words. Of course, Black Lives Matter. So do white lives. So do Asian lives. Irish lives matter, my boy. Look, all lives matter. But now you get shot and killed for saying all lives matter. Are you serious? Yeah. They're killing people. They're shooting them for saying all lives matter. And I'm sure, my God, these commies would very aggressively like to shoot and kill anybody who disagrees with them. That's what Black Lives Matter is all about, the organization. It's a Marxist organization. We've already established that. We know that. They want to ram this message down our throats. They want to ram this down our throats to silence us white folks, okay? They want to silence us crackers. They want to silence us honkies. I can say that because I am one. I can use them words, right? So anyway, that's what they want to do. And they're cramming this message down our throats through the lamestream media and through large corporations and also through the government, at least locally. Locally, citywide, county, and state. Okay, so they're cramming this down our throats. But yet White Lives Matter is somehow an affront to, well, it's an affront to the Marxists, right? So, but it becomes a hate crime to say White Lives Matter. Here we go. Ready? Here I am. I'm officially going to say it. White Lives Matter. There. What do you think of that? Now, are they going to come to my house and arrest me? Are they going to charge me with a hate crime? The folks, look, these guys in Martinez, the mayor of Martinez, he probably would. He probably would. Look, there's a group out there, not just BLM, not just Black Lives Matter. There's another group out there. And we saw these guys. Now, I got to ask you whether you think this is for real or not. The NFAC. Have you heard of the NFAC? NAFC. Now, I did a Google search the other day. This is actually back right after they made their little appearance, the NFAC, the NAFC at Stone Mountain in, where is it, Tennessee? And so I looked up NAFC, what I wanted to find out. So I Googled NAFC. Let's see what we find, okay? NAFC, the National Association for Fitness Certification. That doesn't sound like such a bad group. The NFAC I saw was in Stone Mountain Park, and they were threatening people with guns. Ooh. The National Association of Free and Charitable Clinics, NAFC. That would be NAFCC. Charitable clinics would be 1, 2. Okay, NAFC, National Association of Forensic Counselors. Not the same NAFC. It's funny because I do a Google search, and those are the ones that come up first. And then you have to go in and retype NFAC is a black militia group, okay? The NCAA. No, that's another group. The NFL, the NASCAR. No. Black NFA, what are they called again? They've got a special name. They want to. By the way, they say they're ex-military. We'll get into that in a moment. I don't think they are. Here it is. Okay, here it is. NFAC. Got it. Okay. I think I may have. I think I may have screwed up in my Google search for them. I wasn't sure if it was the NAFC, the NCAA, the NFAC, the NBA. Anyway, it's the NFAC. Okay, now we got it straight. The NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Does that sound like a serious bunch of dudes or what? The leader of the black militia group, described as an eye for an eye organization comprised of, and I use the air quotes here very seriously, ex-military who, quote, don't want to negotiate, has demanded that the United States give them land, okay? They want free land given to them by the United States so that they, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, can start their own country. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Did they scare you, by the way? Did you see the video? I'll play you some of the video in just a little bit here. But did you see them at Stone Mountain? Harassing a guy in a minivan We're your worst nightmare. I love the way the guy handled them, too, in the minivan. Did you see this? It was on July 4th. And the guy's going, you're my worst nightmare? That guy over there's got a BB gun. It was true. They were carrying, they were carrying 22s. I don't know if you noticed it or not. But the Not Fucking Around Coalition and their Grand Master, what's his Grand Master, Bobby, or whatever his name is, I can't remember. Grand Master. Anyway, this thing went viral. This video went viral. They're issuing demands. They're demanding a black nation. And at first you may look at them and think, ooh, they're scary. But then really you kind of get in, you look, and it's like, no, they're not. The Black Panthers, not the new Black Panthers, because they're not much of anything. But the old days Black Panthers, 1966, 1968, 67, somewhere in there, those guys were pretty badass. They really did look pretty badass. You know, they all had berets. They had, they all wore black turtleneck sweaters, black leather, trench coat, short trench coat things, and carried real AR-15s over their shoulders. And they were kind of scary with the sunglasses and everything. They were kind of scary. These dudes in the Not Fucking Around Coalition are anything but. And so the leader is Grandmaster Tony, or whatever his name is. He's the official Grandmaster. Wait a minute. Let me see here. I've got it written down. I've got it in this. Here it is. Black man calls. Grandmaster J. Does it sound like a rapper from the, what was that band? What was that? I love those guys. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Those guys were great. Sugar Hill? Were they part of the Sugar Hill gang? I think they were. Anyway, so this black guy calling himself the official Grandmaster J, can be seen in a video calling for the United States to give every African-American descendant of slavery a separate piece of land. Hey, maybe they'll give us Texas, he says. No, they're not. They're not asking. They're demanding. The group's apparent leader, Grandmaster J, in a video shared widely on social media, has become a laughingstock. He appears to be talking to a reporter about the Not Fucking Around Coalition becoming the backbone for the military of black ethno-state status. What the hell is an ethno-state? I guess it would be an ethnic state, right? The clip starts with Grandmaster J saying the whole 9 yards and then some. I think he's talking about a black nation inside the U.S. What the hell's this dude been smoking? He said the solution is very simple. We follow the Declaration of Liberation, declaring every African-American descendant of slavery a political prisoner in the United States. I got an idea. Leave. You don't like it here? What have we always said? You know what? I love this saying. I always have. America. Love it. What? Say it with me. Everybody, come on. America. Love it or leave it. Get the hell out. You are more than welcome to leave these great United States and go somewhere. Buy an island and declare it a black nation, Grandmaster J. Good Lord. This is supposed to be some kind of a militant movement, and they're so proud of themselves, right? They really are. They're very proud of themselves, saying, "Hey, look, we're not what is it again? We're not black." They were making a big deal about how we're not Black Lives Matter. No, we're not Black Lives Matter. We're your worst nightmare. I really don't think that the Not Fucking Around Coalition with a bunch of they're send them to Venezuela. Yeah, go down there. Talk to those. You'll go to Cuba. Go to Cuba. Tell Raul, is he still the leader down? Is he still the El Presidente down in Cuba? Raul Castro. Go down there. Tell old Raul you're there to take over. You want your section of Cuba. There's a lot of black folks in Cuba, you know? Yeah. There's a lot of black folks in Cuba. You can go there. Why don't you just get the hell out of the United States? All right, listen, coming up, I want to talk about science. We'll do that in just a little bit. Keep it right here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. We got more great fun and cat squalling action still to come. It's the Jaz McKay Show right here, the big podcast on twitch.tv, YouTube, and Facebook as well.
The Jaz McKay Show is on.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Salka Seltzer, the stomach remedy that brings speedy relief to your upset stomach in just 10 to 12 hours, during regular business hours only. That's Salka Seltzer, regular or extra fizzy. Legal advice for today's show is being provided by the House of Shysters. Remember our motto, in every cloud there's a silver lining, and in every silver lining there's a loophole.
We are not fucking around no more. Black power, black people, black man, black woman, black child, black nation. We are the NFAC. NFAC. In the air.
I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker. NFAC.
Well, gosh dang it. Thank you, NFAC. What does that stand for? I forgot. Oh, that's right. Not fit, actually chubby. Some of you protesters finally said what your end goal is to all this crap.
We filed a Declaration of Liberation, declaring every African-American descendant of slavery a political prisoner here in the United States, and that was affected by the Portuguese slave trade. And then, after that, the United States has a choice. Either A, carve us a piece of land out here, we'll take Texas, and let us do our own thing.
What is your name and what is the...
I'm the official Grandmaster Jay. I created the NFAC.
All right.
Just how we'll tell you this, we're all ex-military. We're all very disciplined. We're all expert shooters. We don't want to talk no more.
Wow. Well, I'm going to address all that. First of all, that group of clowns that are walking down the street are not ex-military. Come on.
Black power.
I mean, look at them. Half of them are looking at the ground, and half of them look like they just got out of the donut shop. Oh, you know, I've never seen a bird like that before. Hey, Jared, look at that. Wow, wow, that's beautiful. It's just good to see something like that at a time like this, because Grandmaster Jay is just so hard on us. Ugh. I mean, you could have at least had them count off or sing Kumbaya or something. If you're gonna try to scare people, at least try to come up with a little bit of a scarier name. I did a little bit of Taekwondo as a kid, and the black belt there, his name was Grandmaster Jay. Had a super hot wife, but you see, the problem is that I don't think you own a dojo or have a super hot wife, so it doesn't really work. So you have your Boy Scouts march up to Stone Mountain Park. Some of your guys are pouring water all over their heads. Holy shit, man. We really gotta walk anymore? It's fucking hot. Too fucking hot out here, man. And then you say this.
I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house.
You know why the KKK wasn't up there to greet you, right? It's because Willard's wife from the movie Django made the mask again.
Damn, I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
We ready or what?
Oh, hold on, I'm fucking with my oh shit.
Who made this?
Goddamn shit.
Willard's wife.
Look, nobody's saying they don't appreciate what Jenny did.
Well, if all I had to do was cut a hole in a bag, I could have cut it better than this.
I knew you'd like that, come on. Okay, all jokes aside. Here's the problem, Jay. If you're going to try to intimidate people, at least have a realistic set of demands. No, we aren't scared of your latchkey mob, your marchers that work at Dunkin' Donuts on the side, or your jammed 22s. I mean, for God's sakes, you dressed up all these people in leotards so all y'all match like a bunch of private school girls, but you couldn't even help this guy to put his scope on the right way? Alright, how do I work this shit? That's some sort of trigger on it. Oh, that just comes right out. Oh, okay. Just keep going until it goes on. Oh, Grandmaster Jay, I don't know how to use this. My lord, what kind of operation are you running? Yeah, if all of y'all are good shooters, then I'm the fairy godmother with a boob job. So let me address your demands because I'm an American and currently Donald Trump is busy with shit that matters, like some of your friends trying to take down the statue of the guy who freed y'all. First off, you say you don't want to dance or sing, but you stop a white guy in a minivan and tell him you're his worst nightmare. Well, shit, all he must dream of is teddy bears and fat-bottomed girls if you think you're his worst nightmare.
Real Black Melissa, it's your worst nightmare. Go ahead. Real Black Melissa, bro. Of course. I like the song. What did I do? It's not what you did. What's the answer? You benefit from it. Go ahead, that white denial before you lose your life.
Yeah, you really put the fear of God into him, Jay. He waved you off like you were trying to accept donations for Black Lives Matter. By the way, props to whoever that guy was, just for seeing straight through your BS. As for your other banter, if you want the USA to carve out a piece of land for you and all y'all, you already have one. Right here. Not too many white people to complain about there. I'll buy you your plane ticket and a Slurpee for the road. As far as you saying we'll take Texas,
carve us a piece of land out here. We'll take Texas.
As if the rest of what you said isn't a big enough joke already. You just won the award for the biggest joke of 2020. Congratulations, man. I'm dead serious, man. That is quite an accomplishment considering how big of a joke 2020 has been because of the coronavirus, Black Lives Matter, people actually thinking that Jeffrey Epstein actually killed himself, Colin Kaepernick saying that 4th of July is a celebration of white supremacy, and the fact that I can't even get my hair cut today without wearing what looks like a condom for my mouth.
Who are we?
Black Militia! Sir, Grandmaster Jay? Yeah, my wife is white. No, you know she's white. Our kids play together.
Not right now, man. We'll talk later.
Well, for God's sakes, I was just checking. You know, fuck this. So let me hit you with some facts about Texas, just so you're clear on what you're getting into if you're seriously thinking about trying to take it. If the police doesn't stop you, and that's a big if, we have one of the largest military bases in the nation here. And if somehow you get past them, we have 1.46 million veterans that fought for the flag that you're currently shitting on. You know, if you're actually going to come out here, why don't you start in San Antonio where Matt Bess and all the Black Rifle Coffee Company people are? See how you do up against them before you try to take the rest of Texas on. And what about the true patriots here in Texas that know what it means to be a real American? I'll be standing there with probably half of Texas of all races because I can promise you, including me, that we are willing to die fighting before we hand this state over to you, or any state for that matter. So let me give you a little piece of advice. Crawl back into your little cave where you came from because you don't want any of this. I promise.
Right here from Creed Fisher.
Yes, I have 2 first names on a 4-wheel drive.
That's for you, Jay.
Shotgun rack in the back, mud all down the side.
That's for
You say you've seen my kind before, and you say that I'm white trash. I think you're right, I love to fight, kiss my rebel ass.
That's for you, not fucking around.
Cause what them Yankees think and say don't mean a thing to me. I am not one bit concerned about high society. I love my daddy's 44 and I love my Johnny Cash. And you'll cry from my cold dead hands, kiss my rebel ass. I've been known to drink too much, hang out with my friends, down and out all night long, to hell and back again. There's an ex-wife or two out there that'll tell you about my past. But I'll tell you like I told them, son, kiss my rebel ass.
Kiss my rebel ass.
Cause what my exes think and say don't mean a thing to me. I am not one bit concerned about high society. I love my daddy's 44 and I love my Johnny Cash. And you'll proud from my cold dead hands, kiss my rebel ass.
Of y'all, all you Marxist revolutionaries, fuck her up, Buttercup, and kiss my rebel ass.
Cause what them Yankees think and say don't mean a thing to me. I am not one bit concerned about high society. I love my daddy's 44 and I love my Johnny Cash. And you're proud from my cold dead hands, kiss my rebel ass. I was raised on outlaw music, Waylon, Willie, and Johnny Cash. And I'll tell you like they told them, son, kiss our rebel ass. I'll tell you like they told them, son, kiss our rebel ass.
Right on, right on, right on.
Nope, he doesn't play by the rules of the politically correct. He simply tells it like it is.
The Jazz Man, Jaz McKay.
She blinded me with silence. Let's have ourselves a scientific conversation, shall we? Yeah, buddy. Thomas Dolby, the great Thomas Dolby. Oh, yeah, science.
With science.
All right, here's the deal. We keep hearing about how the science, we always hear this, the science has been settled. Let's see, they settled the science on global warming. And then it turned out to be a big fat fucking lie. Now they got the science all settled on the COVID-19. And trying to tell us that your COVID is so bad that the kids are going to die. We can't send the kids back to school. We can't? Oh, shit. We can't send the kids back to school because they're going to catch the COVID. And if they catch the COVID, then what happens is we're going to all die from the COVID because the kids are going to come home and infect mommy and daddy. And we can't send the kids because the kids are all going to die. But the science doesn't say that. Oh, yes, it does, Jazz. What do you know? You don't listen to the experts. I had somebody ask me a question the other day. Jazz, who do you trust? That's what's great. It was a Facebook friend, and they asked me, said, who do you trust to give you the straight skinny on COVID-19? And my response was, I said, Joe Biden. Of course, you do know that I was being facetious, right? You know, because I'm kind of that way, man. I'm kind of a smart ass. And so they said, well, who do you trust giving you the straight, skinny on the COVID-19? And I said, well, I trust Joe Biden. Yeah. And Nancy Pelosi. And, Ralph Bailey. I really trust Ralph Bailey. And Puddles the Clown. Now, if you don't know who Puddles is, then I suggest you do a Google search. Look up Puddles the Clown. Well, now the guy that was asking the question was being serious, but he took it as it was, thought it was a humorous response. Actually, you know who I trust? I trust the scientists. I don't trust, what the hell's his name? Fauci? What, Bob, what's that guy's name? Fauci. It is Fauci? Is it Fauci? Fauci. I don't trust Fauci. And I don't trust the chick. What was her name? You know the chick I'm talking about. Oh, shit. Now I can't remember her name either. Brox? Brox is the candy, right? Oh, man, I love the candy. Brox candy's good. I love Brox candy. I don't trust her. I sure as hell don't trust Gavin Newsom. Do you? Or Antonio, what's the guy's name in New York? Come in my moutho? What's his name again? Cuomo, that's right. I sure as hell don't trust any damn politician to tell me a freaking thing. I trust some doctors I trust, certainly not Dr. Fauci. I trust some folks. But you know what? I mean, how about the scientist? You don't even have to be a scientist. Look, honestly, let's take a look at a graph. Okay, you want to take a look at a graph, everybody? Bob, do we have the graph? We have the graph. Okay. My producer, Bob, ladies and gentlemen, he tells me we have the graph. Is that right? You're shaking your head no. Give me a minute. Okay. He said give him a minute and he'll have the graph for us. And so, there it is. There's the graph. Okay. Now, take a good look at this graph. Actually, I think I probably... let's enlarge the graph a little bit. Bob, can you enlarge the graph just a wee bit, please, so we can see it a little better there? How's that look, folks? Does that look okay for you? This is this is a graph. Oh, don't you love graphs? I do. This is a graph of new reported cases. Let's go back to new reported cases. Let's go back to where we were in April. As you can see, if you look, this graph is provided to us by the National Association of Graphs, okay? And you know they're good because they're the national, right? National Association of Graphs. That's right, and they provided us with this graph. New reported cases by day, okay, right down here, April, May, June, and where we're at now, July. So just so you know, let's take a look. Small business owners protesting the lockdown. That was it started in April. Okay, and you see that. Then the next one is states start reopening. That was in May, right around the beginning of May, end of April. Some of the states started to reopen. Okay. So you got that right. Now, look, here's where the protests and riots begin. You see Memorial Day, and then we got George Floyd, okay? And then you get the protests and the riots beginning. And look what happens to the curve. It starts to go up. And then, for some reason, because they had them planned, I guess, because the gays, they like their pride marches sometime in the middle of summer. So right around the beginning of July, the end of June, they start the gay pride parades. And now we see where we're at with new cases. Okay, so you follow the graph. There's the graph. It's on my Facebook page if you want to go there and see the graph from the National Association of Graphs and things. So the graph is there. You can see it yourself and you can share it. And you see where we started to see more cases of COVID. But are we really seeing more cases of COVID, or is it just our imagination? Because you got to wonder, we're seeing more cases of COVID, they say, But yet, yesterday, the news comes out that the state of Florida, which, of course, was never locked down the same way California, New Jersey, Michigan, or New York were, because in the state of Florida, they actually figured we'll protect our elderly people by not putting infectious people into nursing homes, and they chose not to. And Florida was one of the first states to reopen back in May. And they were, of course, told that, Ron DeSantis is going to cause, oh, my God, everybody's going to catch the COVID again. And so then the numbers started showing that there was a huge increase in COVID infections in Florida. And they said, well, it's just the young people, right? And then yesterday we find out that 300 testing sites that insisted that the test that they were conducting, the 300 tests that they were conducting, were wrong. 300 test area laboratories, okay? So you had 300 labs in Florida that were showing 100% of everybody who was being tested as being COVID positive. And we found out yesterday that instead of 100%, it was less than 10%. I'm telling you, man, this is the biggest scam. This whole COVID thing. Is there really a COVID virus? I'm beginning to wonder if there really is such a thing, to be perfectly honest with you. No, I think there is. But you gotta wonder sometimes, is the COVID thing real? Yeah, probably. It's as real as the common cold and the flu. It's the same. It's really, I don't believe any different. And I think most people see it. This is all political. They don't want to open the schools. Why not? Why do you not want to? Well, we don't want to infect the children. Here's the thing. I've always said this. Always question anything that the left tells you when they say the following words. But think of the children. Anytime they tell you that, they're lying. This is how to tell a Democrat is lying. You ready? This is how to tell when a Democrat is lying. Think about the children. That means they're lying right there. Whenever they invoke children, they're lying. Okay. They do the same thing with the elderly. But think about the elderly. Think about the elderly. You mean the elderly that you put in the nursing homes with the people with COVID that killed them? Them elderly? So now, how many of you have heard that from friends here in Bakersfield or wherever you happen to be, if you're watching us on the worldwide interwebs from someplace other than, Dubai or someplace, Saudi Arabia, where we're banned? We're about to be banned in California if what I hear is true. But anyway, how many of you have heard that people are, somebody make an appointment, right, to go be tested for the COVID-19, especially with Omni Family Health, which my wife has to go have a COVID test. It's not Omni. She's actually going to Memorial Hospital, I believe it is, on Friday for a COVID test. And I told her, I said, be prepared for your test results to say positive. Doesn't mean you've got it. Doesn't mean you've got it. I have heard from 3 different people here in Bakersfield who said, one of them said that they went to get tested and they had an appointment. They went and they got tested and they came home, and within 30 minutes, they had a text message saying they tested positive. So they arranged to get another test. That test showed they were negative. How many times does this happen? Another person, a Facebook friend, said that they had an appointment. Her and her boyfriend had an appointment. This was in Wasco. Had an appointment to be tested for COVID. But for whatever reason, they didn't go. They didn't make the appointment. about 3 days later, they started getting text messages from the Omni Family Health people saying, you both tested positive for COVID. They didn't even go to the test. I'm telling you, this is a bunch of bullshit. This new I think that, you know what, actually could be, I think we could make a case that graphic is wrong. Not based, I mean, this is the graphic you're seeing here. The graph is based on reported positive cases. But that could be wrong based on what we're finding out now, that the numbers of actual infected people are not. November 3rd is the day that it all stops. November 3rd. Is the election on the 2nd or the 3rd, guys? What is? Let me check my calendar. Because I want to be accurate here. Okay, the 3rd is election day, is November 3rd. Guess what? COVID will no longer be a thing on November 4th. That's my prediction. After election day, after Trump wins re-election, it'll be something else. They'll do something else. Because that's all this is. This is nothing more, okay, than an attempt to destroy Donald Trump. Which, by the way, I wanted to show you my new my new mask. I don't think I can put it on with my headphones on, but what do you think of my new mask? If you're going to make me wear one, and I still have my Confederate flag mask is on its way, they said, but there's the mask. You're going to make me wear a freaking mask at the doctor's office and the stores and all of that thing? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to wear this mask like I have on my. Yeah, you see my hat, by the way, right? So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. And you know what'll happen when I wear this mask? I'll have people going, hey, nice mask. My brother-in-law tells me he wears a MAGA hat and here in Bakersfield, and people come up to him all the time. Every single day he goes anywhere, people come up and say, love your hat. He said, man, you wouldn't find that anywhere else. I know, isn't that a nice mask? And it's a high-quality mask. I got this on Amazon. People ask me, where'd you get it? I say, I got it on Amazon, but shop, because, I mean, this was only $5. That's how much I paid for that, which I think is $5 too much. But, yeah, what the hell? A lot of these Trump masks, though, they're selling for, this is just a transfer. It's just an iron-on. You could probably buy the iron-on for $25 and buy 10 of these masks for $5 and iron it on the applique yourself. But anyway, so that's my Trump mask. I better put it back in my pocket because I don't want to forget it and leave it on the desk when I have to go somewhere where I can wear it. I'm going to, I do have a Gadsden flag mask. It's ordered. It's actually back ordered and it's going to be in next week. And my Confederate flag mask, which I can't wait to show you guys, which I should have within the next, I think it'll be here toward the end of July. I don't want, actually now, I don't want this COVID thing to go away. Not yet, because I want to be able to wear all these masks that I've ordered. I want to be able to wear all my really cool masks. You know what I'm saying? Because I got all these masks coming, and it'll be just my luck that the mask will arrive and it'll be like, oh, COVID's all gone, and my Confederate flag mask will arrive, and I won't have any reason to I won't have any reason to go wear it, and I'll be like, oh man, that sucks. Well, Jazz, you should have gotten your mask a little earlier. It should have arrived earlier. But, at least I'm giving it the old college try, At least I'm trying to do it. So anyway, hopefully I will have my mask here and soon, and I'll be able to walk around with my Confederate flag. If you're going to make me wear a mask, I'm going to wear the Confederate flag mask. Do I have hang on a second. Hang on a second here. Let me Do I have a picture of the mask? Because I actually do somewhere. Gosh dang it. Oh, man, I'm going to look for it, and I'm not going to be able to find it. I hang on. I'm looking at my computer because I got a picture of my mask that I'm going to wear, and I wanted to show it to, hang on. Okay, now I'm searching for the picture. I have about 4,000 pictures in my computer here, and so it's kind of hard, and I keep them all in different files all over the damn place. Where is my Confederate flag mask? I've got a picture of my Confederate flag mask. Where did it go? Oh, damn it. Hang on. I'll get it. Would you just be patient here? Oh, I bet it's in this file where all my good pictures are. Actually, here, check this out. This is what I really want, is this picture right there. I want that on a mask. Get Harold Raymond on the phone. Can he make masks over there at a sign factory? I want to put that on a mask. That's me, just in case anybody was wondering. That's the official artwork of me. So, but where's my dadgum mask? I know I had. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. Gosh dang it all. Anyway, yeah, you know what? It's going to take me too long to find it, and I'll end up wasting your time searching for my picture. Oh, dadgummit. See, now I didn't prep this in advance, otherwise I would have. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I found it. Let's see if this works. Here it is. There it is. That's the mask that I ordered right there. You think I'll get in trouble if I wear that? I hope so. Think that's going to drive people nuts? Think that's going to piss people off? Gosh, I hope so. You know? My mother used to say, because I used to love to piss people off when I was a kid, and she would get so mad at me. So that's the mask thing. But you know, honestly, I was talking about science, and I do want to stress to you the importance of science. And there's one guy, okay, that I trust, and I'll tell you what I'll do. We're going to take a break real quick. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to tell you who it is that I trust to tell me about COVID-19. Now, you stick around. You're going to want to see this video because this guy is pissing a lot of leftists off. He's pissing a lot of people off. You got to stick with me. We'll be right back right after this, folks. Stick with me.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Soggo Corn Flakes, the corn flakes that can't get all soggy because they already come that way. That's right, our patented Stay Soggy boxes keep your Soggo Corn Flakes limp and textureless, so you don't have to suffer the aggravation of trying to wolf them all down before they lose their crispness. Soggo Corn Flakes, guaranteed soggy, first time, every time.
Jones Barbecue Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue Foot Massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat? America loves to eat. So why not open up somewhere America can sit down, enjoy a meal, and get their feet rubbed? We'll fry anything you want for $5.99. As long as it's friable or edible, we're going to make it deliciousable. We will fry parts of the chicken you didn't even know was friable. The beak, the feathers, we'll fry candy bars. All that European stuff that you don't really normally eat, we'll bring it down here and fry it for you. Ask McDonald's to fry something other than what they normally fry. Guess what you're going to get? Nothing. If it fit through the dough, I'll put it in the fryer. Hell, this is a dinosaur. All our meats are gently tenderized to their optimum deliciousness. We got fine dinosaur meats. Took my money, made me pay child support. Come on down here and get you a slice. Once they get your social security number, it's over. Motivated. So friends, let's just decide you don't want no barbecue. Well, that's fine too. Why not let one of my foot specialists or myself perform our magic? Look at that, don't they look wonderful? If you really pay me enough, we'll massage your feet in any of these sauces also. Success is the rule down here at Jones good-ass barbecue and foot massage. So go ahead and give me a call or find us on them worldwide internets at the new website. That's JONES, bigass-truck-rental-and-storage.com/Jones, good-ass barbecue and foot massage.html.
Excuse me, did you call number 52?
Did you hear me call number 52?
God bless America. You're listening to the uncommon voice of the common man.
The Jazz Man, Jaz McKay.
Welcome back. Yeah, just got to get those commercials in, folks. Jones Good Ass Barbecue and Foot Massage. Be sure and check them out. Hey, who do I trust? To tell me about the COVID. By the way, it was a joke when I said I trust Ralph Bailey. I trust Ralph Bailey to tell me what is it that Tiger Woods is doing right now, even as we speak, because I think he follows Tiger around. But no, Dr. Scott Atlas is the guy. Okay, now if you don't know who Dr. Scott Atlas is, let me play a video that I found. He's doing interviews. And like most of the people that really know, the interviews are, for the most part, Dr. Atlas is being interviewed on local TV. You're not going to see him even on Fox News. I'll take that back. I think he was on Laura Ingram's show a while back. But you're not going to see him a lot. You're certainly not going to see him on CNN or MSNBC. But here we have Dr. Scott Atlas, and he's talking about San Diego. San Diego Unified School District announced yesterday that they are not opening their schools because of the children. You've got to think about the children. What about the children? They'll all die from the COVID that no kid has gotten, or at least if they have, they've had 0 cases of any kid actually getting sick. Here's Dr. Scott Atlas being interviewed on a San Diego television
So joining
station.
us now to talk more about the decision to close schools to in-class learning is Dr. Scott Atlas from the Hoover Institution. How are you, Doctor?
Okay, how are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. So what are your thoughts on this decision to keep schools closed for in-person instruction?
Well, I think it's completely wrong. There's nothing that's more obvious than that the schools should be open if you care about the data. If you want to live, and have policy reflect what actually is the science. And the science says, as we've said many times, that the schools have children have extremely low risk from this, even less than seasonal influenza for either hospitalization or a critical illness of any type, and certainly for a death. And this has been proven all over the world. Point number 2 is is that the risk of spreading the disease from a child is very low, if ever, to adults, and this is proven all over the world. Sweden, Switzerland, Australia, Canada, France, the Netherlands, on and on. In fact, we are an extreme outlier here. We are viewed as a sort of a hysterical nation here. I get thousands of emails, every week on this. People are shocked that we're keeping the schools closed. There's no data to back that up. The third point is that the teachers are not at risk. K through 12 teachers are a young profession. Half of them are under 41, and a quarter actually are under 30. 90% are under 60 in public schools in the U.S. So, they're not in a high-risk category. There are some teachers who are high risk, of course, and for those teachers, I'm sure they believe in social distancing and masks. Don't they know how to do that by now? And if they don't know how to do that and don't want to do that in the class, then they can teach from a distance. They certainly believe in long-distance learning. So I don't see why they can't do that. We know this is very important because there's massive harms to the children. I thought schools were important for children, not for the other people. And what we're doing here is we're avoiding all the learning for social engagement, conflict resolution, group activity, physical activity. We also know from the data that online education is a failure. Half the math learning is gone. A third of the reading learning is gone. We already know this. In fact, 20 to 50% of children don't even log on a day-to-day basis. We've seen this in the United States. But moreover, we see something else here, and that is that children are diagnosed as needing glasses or a hearing aid in schools. Most child abuse, the number one agency to report child abuse is schools. If you keep the schools closed, it's been estimated that 250,000 cases just in the first couple months of this lockdown were not reported of child abuse. And we know when the...
Can I just jump in? You made a lot of interesting points, and I have looked at some of the data, and as far as children not contracting the disease, that does seem to be on point. I think it's just about a couple of percent of small children contract the disease. How can you be so sure that they're not communicating it to other adults when it's so difficult to figure out how adults are catching this COVID-19?
Well, no, it's not very difficult because the studies have been done. We don't just ignore all the data from the entire world here, and the data has been done with contact tracing in, like I said, Iceland, Sweden, Switzerland, the Netherlands, France. I mean, this is all over. This is not some kind of, oh my God, we have no idea what's going on here. No, this is not 3 months ago. This is proven already. It's accepted. In fact, Switzerland is deciding whether they need to even test children anymore because it's a waste of time. It doesn't matter if children have this. They neither get sick nor do they transmit this. But more importantly here, in the logic of all this, where is the logic? We know kids get the flu, they transmit the flu, 50,000, 60,000, 90,000 Americans in the same high-risk group die every year from the flu in the United States. These people, if they think that we need to shut down for COVID-19 the schools, then they absolutely must, by all logic, say that schools must close from November through April.
Doctor, I've got a lot of friends and they have kids and they're always complaining that they must have gotten sick from their child because all the kids are getting sick in school and then they bring it home. So is there data that says for this specific virus, this coronavirus, that the kids just don't get it and they just don't communicate that virus to adults?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm not very articulate.
No, you are. This is a contentious issue, and you've got the governor shutting down these schools. There's a lot of people who are very nervous about sending their kids to school, and they agree with the governor. So, it's really my job to kind of push back a little bit so that we can, so that these people can kind of understand what's going on here.
Yeah, okay, but do we want to use facts or not? Or do we just want to pretend like we're not reading the data and the science? You can't claim to be making decisions as, quote, all about the science and then disregard the science. The science shows that in this specific disease, there is very little communicability or contagiousness from a child to an adult, very little. But it's even more obvious than that, because why can't these teachers who are high risk isolate themselves? I don't understand why they're claiming that we need to do long distance education for everyone, and they don't care about the children at all because the harms are massive, as I've just said.
Yeah, why do you think the governor's doing this? Why do you think so many states are saying that they want the kids to stay home if the data is so obvious that kids don't get it and they can't communicate it to others?
It's hard to really speculate about someone's motivation. So all I can say is, okay, I empathize with the fear, but we expect more than fear and caution out of our leaders. If they don't have the ability to integrate the information, be informed, and make logical statements, then they need to step aside, frankly, because their logic, like I said, this is less risky. I mean, this is in JAMA Pediatrics. The risk of a serious illness in this disease is far less, quote unquote, for this than for seasonal influenza. And it's been proven all over the world. We don't need to reinvent and claim we don't know that there's far less transmission to adults. We see that. We've looked at the data. It's Sweden, Finland. I could go on and on. Those are published data studies. You realize we are the only country of our peer nations who are freaking out like this and not opening the schools. That's true. I mean, this is really an outlier. We are This is like, something that is inexplicable, really, if you care about the data. If you don't care about the data and you want to make decisions and you don't care about the children, okay, well, then that's what this policy is.
All right, Dr. Scott Atlas, thanks for the information, the point of view. We appreciate it. Good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
There you have it, folks. There it is. If you want to say, believe, like Newsom says, right? And like the school board in San Diego, which is technically what that interview was about. If you believe the data, and you say, well, you got to look at the science here. You've got to look at the science. Then look at the science. Look at the data. The studies have been done all over the world. And disregard anything that you hear from China. Disregard any of the shit you hear from China. You're going to believe them? Just research yourself. If you don't believe Dr. Atlas, Dr. Scott Atlas, that was Dr. Scott Atlas. Wait a minute. I'm going to type this in to the chat room here. The chat room on Twitch, not on, oh God, I had the caps lock on again. I hate that. This keyboard that I have doesn't have a light, an indication light here. All right. So anyway, there you have it. That's that video right there by Dr. Scott Atlas being interviewed. I'm going to post that on my Facebook. In fact, I'll do that right now. Just that one. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube, and you can research this stuff yourself. You don't have to take my word for it or the doctor's. But if you're going to start talking about, there we go. If you're going to, it should be up at my Facebook page. I hope anyway. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. It's on my Facebook page. So go over there, Jaz McKay Facebook page. But if you're going to say, if Gavin Newsom, what's that idiot's name? Come on, Eileen. What's his name? Cuomo in New York, right? If you're going to listen to these guys and they say, well, this is based on science, and the left will do this to you. They'll tell you, they'll say straight up, oh, Jazz, or oh, Sandra, or oh, Killer Whale, or whoever, oh, Bobby. Don't call me Bobby. All right, sorry, Bob. They're going to say, oh, don't you trust in science? Say, yes, I do. And that's why you got to look at the science data. The data shows, hello, children do not infect adults, and children don't get sick, and children don't die of this COVID-19. Well, we don't know that much about it. You know what? We know a shitload more than you think. And if you believe that this, and like the doctor said there, we're the only country that is reacting like our kids are going to die. Think about the children. Think about the children. Nobody else is. No other country is banning their kids from going to school. But we are. Oh, that's right. We've got an election coming up in 110 days or whatever the hell it is. We've got a president that these Marxist leftists in the Democrat Party, the Democrat Communist Party, has got to win. And they don't trust that Joe Biden can beat Donald Trump without COVID-19, without some disruption out there. Okay? That's why we have mail-in ballots in California. Not that it matters in California, because Trump probably wouldn't win the popular vote in California anyway. Unfortunately, he should. You would think that, everything that Gavin Newsom is doing to this state is what Biden wants to do to the whole country, and then turn that amp up to 11. And by the way, Gavin Newsom, did he shut down his winery? Sandra, are you still in the audience? Sandra, would you please check and let me know if Gavin Newsom has closed down his winery? Sandra is in our chat room here on Twitch, and she is an expert at research. She's one of the head researchers of the Jaz McKay Show. She's one of my top researchers. We'll be right back. And when we come back, I want to talk about the cashless society. This is one of the results of this whole COVID thing. Everybody's freaking out, and some businesses are saying, "Oh, we've got to go cashless because when you pay for your stuff with cash, and then it's got COVID all over it. It's got COVID. We can't take your money because it's got COVID." And we're headed to a cashless society, which I'll explain exactly what that means when we return. This is the Jaz McKay Show, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
The Jaz McKay Show is on.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Recaffeinated Coffee, the first decaffeinated coffee to have real caffeine added back in. So if you're looking for the weak aroma and limp taste of regular decaffeinated coffee, but still want the unhealthy side effects of real caffeine, gulp down a few gallons of Ed's Recaffeinated Coffee today.
No. God damn it, not today. Honey, the My Pillow guy broke into the house again.
And I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives.
Mike, please, I'll buy a pillow, whatever. Just please get out of my bathroom, okay? I have to go to work.
Oh, you have a down pillow.
Wait, how'd you get out of the walls? I told you, honey. I bet it was him that took the toaster.
Here's the problem with down pillows. You lay there, you feel comfortable, and guess what? It goes down. So this pillow's no good, and I see you sleeping on memory foam.
Yeah, so?
I'll show you what's wrong with that idea.
Okay, fine, whatever. Just hurry up.
Sleep's all about too high or too low, and I'm gonna show you where your comfort level would be.
What the fuck, Mike? We're way past comfort levels, Mike.
Right, that's better, but I'm not gonna sit and hold this all day.
Yeah, Mike, that's because it's upside down, pal. You see? You see the small little side there? You know what else helps me sleep? Not having a grown man in my bathroom.
So every morning you're getting up like, it's not good.
What the hell, Mike? God damn it, what the hell?
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Quite frankly, I'm pissed. It's the year 2020. We're supposed to be teleporting and driving flying cars. Instead, we're supposedly going through another medieval plague, and when stuff hits the fan, society turns to hoarding toilet paper. It's disappointing, to say the least. So, I want to try and lighten the mood and spend my government hush money in a way that advances freedom. So, I'm giving away this. The SIG P365 are one of the most popular, highest capacity, and awesome concealed carry handguns on the market. Oh yeah, and we're giving away one of these as well. It's the VeriSafety Reach Holster Safe. With its fingerprint-activated release technology, it's going to make you feel like 2020 actually came through on its promises of futuristic coolness. The Reach keeps your gun conveniently close and accessible, but also out of reach of the kiddos or other unwanted handlers. We're having 2 winners, one for each prize. You can enter by clicking the link with this post. On Instagram, it will be in my bio. On Facebook, it will be in the comment connected to the top of the post. And on YouTube, it will be in my comment below the video. If you're chosen as one of the 2 winners and are following Good Patriot and VeriSafety on 2 of our social media accounts, there is a special bonus prize that you won't want to miss out on. So enter wisely. This isn't going to be one of those long, drawn-out contests. I'm going to be wrapping this baby up within a week, and I'll be announcing the winner on social media on... Now go enter for your chance to win, and good luck to you, Patriots.
Warning. Warning. Liberals and hippies should proceed with extreme caution. This is
Jaz McKay.
Money makes the world go around, the world go around, the world go around. Money makes the world go around, it makes the world go round. A mark, a yen, a buck, or a pound, a mark, a yen, a buck, or a pound is all that makes the world go around. That clinking, clanking sound can make the world go round. Money, 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 money. If you happen to be rich and you feel like a nice entertainment, you can pay for a gay escapade. If you happen to be rich and alone and you need a companion, you can ring ting-a-ling for some mate. If you happen to be rich and you find you are left by your lover and you moan and you groan quite a lot, you can take it on the chin, call a cab and begin to recover on your 14-carat yacht. What? Money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes us go round, of that we both are sure on being poor.
Money, 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 money. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Oh, God, money. Oh, Lord, have mercy. It's dirty. It's filthy. Oh, that money. It's got COVID all over it. Money, money, money. 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 Money, 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 money.
When you haven't any coal in your stove and you freeze in the winter and you curse to the wind at your fate. When you haven't any shoes on your feet, your coat's thin as paper and you look 30 pounds underweight. When you go to get a word of advice from the fat little pastor, he will tell you to love evermore. But when hunger comes to rap, rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat at the window.
At the window.
Who's there? Hunger. Oh, hunger. See how love flies out the door.
Oh,
money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world. Money makes the world go round, the clinking, clanking sound. Money, 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 money.
Mark a yen, a buck, or a pound.
Mark a yen, a buck, or a pound. That clinking, clanking, clanking sound is all that makes the world go round. It makes the world go round.
Yeah, it makes the world go round and it spreads the evil COVID-19. We must stop money. We have to go to a cashless society. Whoop out your card as quick as possible and swipe it. But whatever you do, don't give them cash. There's so many places. My God, what was it I saw the other day? A bunch of these places, a bunch of these stores. I mean, you know, they're not taking money, no money, no cash, no money. I've heard that if they don't take cash, you can walk out the door with whatever you want. If they refuse to take cash, consider it a gift. Larry, I wouldn't count on that working when you're in the back seat of a BPD car. A cashless society. What does it mean? A cashless society means no cash. All right? It means zero. It doesn't mean mostly cashless, that you can use a little bit of cash here and there. No, it means period, paragraph, end of story, no cash. Cash is gone. Cashless means full frontal cashlessness. It means purely digital, traceable, fully controlled, 100%. Everybody knows. The government knows. The banks know. All the businesses know. Everybody, Visa, Master, everybody knows exactly what you're spending your money on. Everybody is fully aware of what you are doing with your money, and money is cashless. We've been headed this way for a long damn time. What does a cashless society mean? I actually saw on Facebook a list of things, and it's a partial list, but it's true. A cashless society means that if you're struggling with your rent or your mortgage, kind of like me, and let's say I'm struggling like for the last 4 months, but let's say that there's this 1 month that you can't get your rent together and you need some extra money. Well, you could get an odd job. You could put an ad up on Craigslist or on your Facebook page. Say, hey, I'll mow your yard. I'll take out your I'll clean up your garage or something if you pay me. No, you won't be able to do that. Your children cannot go and help out your neighbor to earn a little extra cash because there will be no cash. You won't be able to use cash. No more cash. Speaking of kids, and we all know how much the left loves children. They're always wanting to do what's best for the children. No more cash means that no more money slipped into the hands of a child as a good luck charm from their grandfather, for instance. Or a $5 bill in a card that comes on his kid's birthday. It's probably $20 now, I'm assuming. No more cash. No more money in your birthday cards. No more money in anything. No more piggy banks for your kid to learn about. No more collecting pocket change and giving it to your kid at night so they can put it in their piggy bank and learn the value of saving and earning money. No more money, none. No more cash for a rainy day fund. No, nothing like that. I'm not even sure if you would be allowed, since they want to take away all our money, you wouldn't be able to spend it. You wouldn't be able to use it. Maybe they'll confiscate our money the way they did gold back in the day. They'll take away your money. Maybe they'll take away your silver and your gold if you're a collector of money. Will they take your money? We're headed towards the cashless society. They want this. No more cash in your safe. No more. You can't put away a $20 bill in under an envelope under your mattress and not think about it and put it away in there every week to buy something special that you want. No more money on the side. No more earning anything special. No more selling. No more selling on Craigslist. No more selling in a classified ad in the newspaper. No more cash. Okay, I'm a collector, for instance. Let me look around here and see what have I got that, I have right here. I collect stuff, toys mostly, all kinds of stuff. Let's see, right there, the world's smallest G.I. Joe. Suppose I needed $5. I could put the world's smallest G.I. Joe on eBay, or not eBay, because that would be I could put it on Craigslist, say, hey, come over to the house, I'll sell you the world's smallest G.I. Joe for $5. No, couldn't do that because you wouldn't have $5. Suppose you wanted to sell, I don't know, let's say you wanted to sell this special dust buster. You couldn't you couldn't do it. Maybe you wanted to sell, maybe I needed to sell my Ruger SR9C. No, I would never sell this gun. This gun is not, no sirree, I'm not selling that. Well, you're not supposed to sell guns without going through a dealer anyway. No more selling stuff on Craigslist. Think about that for a minute. You know, when you know something maybe you don't need anymore, you couldn't sell it for a little bit of cash. No more cash gifts from relatives or loved ones. What would happen with a cashless society? Banks. You love banks, don't you, Bob? Don't you, Bob? Look at me. I'm talking to you. Sorry. You love banks, right? I love my bank. Don't you? No. Banks would have full control over every single solitary penny that you own, every single dime that you own, every transaction that you make would be recorded. All of your movements, all of your actions would be traceable. Access to your money could be blocked by some government functionary at the click of a button on a computer. When and if banks need clarification from you, which will take 3 weeks or so and 1,000 questions answered in 5,000 passwords before you finally get an answer. How many of you have filed for your unemployment? Huh? And it's taken 3 months to get paid, and then every 2 weeks when you do your thing, it takes a month to get paid. Think about that kind of a backlog on computers at the bank. If you're relying solely on a cashless society, you would have no choice but to declare and be taxed on every dollar in your possession. And frankly, I don't like that idea. The government would decide for you. The government can decide what you can and cannot purchase, all right? You hippies out there that love your pot and your pot stores, they only accept cash. If you do away with cash, how are you going to buy all your weed? All you lefty dope smoking hippie types out there. If your transactions are deemed in any way, shape, or form to be questionable by those who are in charge of such a thing, your money will be frozen for your own good. Let's suppose you want to buy a Trump 2020 mask. You can't buy it because they're going to know, well, you can't do that. I could go on. We could certainly go on and on and on about the cashless society. We could go on and for days about, and I haven't even gotten into the biblical proportions of this, and there is certainly. A cashless society would be a disaster for every single solitary one of you, even for these goody two-shoes, leftist, gutless, namby-pamby, chicken bone, baby-fied trumpet monkey, these weenie-fied trouser mouse on these little wussies and these pusswads on the left who wouldn't dream of not declaring every $200 that they earn on the side. Forget about cash being dirty. Stop being so easily led by the ring in your nose. Cash has been around for a long freaking time, ladies and gentlemen, a very long, long time. And it gives you control of how you trade with the world. It gives you independence. I heard a story where a guy supposedly contracted COVID. Now, I say supposedly because I don't believe it. I saw a story where supposedly some guy contracted coronavirus because of a $20 bill that he touched. There's the same chance that you're going to come down with the COVID being on your card. If you slide your card through a slot at the Vons or the Safeway or wherever, you slide your card through the thing. Hey, the COVID could be on somebody else's card because they had it on their hands and it's now on their card and they slide it and now it gets on the card reader. And when you slide your card, it's on your... Look, there is no way you're going to protect yourself 100% from the COVID. That's why I generally refuse to wear a mask. I refuse to wear finger condoms or rubber gloves because you're not going to be able to protect yourself unless you build a plastic bubble around your ass. So don't even bother. Wash your hands as often as possible. Sure, nothing wrong with that. Don't touch your nose, your face, your eyeballs. Don't suck your thumb. Okay, fine. But you're not going to catch COVID from freaking money any more than you will from touching your card or simply walking down the street. This is utterly ridiculous, this assumption that you're going to get sick from money. If you are a customer, pay with cash as often as you can. In fact, if you shop somewhere where they don't take cash, tell them to kiss your ass and walk out of the store and don't go back. Remove these idiots from our society. Cash is legal tender, ladies and gentlemen. It is your right to pay with cash. Banks are making it increasingly difficult to put cash away. And that has nothing to do with the virus. Believe me, it has nothing to do with the dirty money. Open your eyes and stop believing all the bullshit that you're being told. It's being shoved down your throat almost every single solid day. Every topic in the world today is tainted with some form of corruption and hidden agendas. Please, please, stop telling me and stop telling other people like me that we're wrong. And what's wrong with the world is that you hail the most corrupt members of our society as being some kind of a fucking hero. Politics and greed is what is wrong in this world today. It has nothing whatsoever to do. And look, it has nothing to do with coronavirus. It has nothing to do with COVID. All that is just a false flag any more than Black Lives Matter's protests have anything to do with George Floyd. Politics and greed is what is wrong. Greed and the attempt to try and control you and take over your life in every single solitary way possible. That is the reality that we're living in. And if you think otherwise, you're blind. You are blindly floating along whilst being immobilized by irrational and ridiculous, stupid fear. Fear created to keep you doing and believing in exactly what they want you to believe because you're complacently doing so. Pay with cash, and please say no to this idiotic cashless society bullshit. Don't fall for it. Ladies and gentlemen, please. This is important. In fact, this has to do with so much, whether it's Black Lives Matter, the COVID-19, or anything else. For the love of Pete, stop it. Stop it right the fuck now. I'm sorry to use foul language. My wife will probably scold me after this show. But if I have to cuss in order to get your fucking attention, then I fucking will. Stop it. Stop it. Stop being sheep. God damn it. Serenity now. Serenity now. That's going to wrap it up for the Jaz McKay Show. I want to thank you for being with us this afternoon.